You make a game on the PC. Done. You made it on the PC. You needed a PC to make it. You made it on the damn thing that you're trying to make.
There's specific things that PC needs that consoles.
But you made it with this tool. Keep most. I'm pretty sure you can keep almost all the information you made it with on that tool, and then change what you need to change, and then take it over, and then, bam, PC port. At the same time, be smart about it though, because Activision, when they ported it, or that's not even when they ported it. It's when they made Alice Returns on the PC. All the things you have to pay for, all the DLC you can only get on the consoles. Change one line of code in the .ini engine file, and you have all the DLC. You just change one line from false to true. You gotta be smart about how you're doing things, but at the same time, it shouldn't be hard to port a game to PC. To the Mac, I understand. Mac's different.
Macs are special.
You made it on a PC. Made it on a PC.
That's very true. But then again, let's talk about a little indie game that got horribly screwed over thanks to things that resulted from the video game crash of 1983. Fez.
Oh yes, times, the dark times.
Yes, Fez. Its patch, which if you didn't know, apparently, I think from what I've read, it's that if you already beaten the game and you installed the patch, it will sometimes delete your file. Or corrupt your save file. I think that's what happens.
I think you have to beat it. I think it just corrupts your save file from an old... It can corrupt your save file if you go to the game before. I don't think you had to beat... I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I think it's you had to have beaten it because he said it's the people who've played the game the most that are going to get got screwed over by this. So I'm assuming you have to have beaten the game and then installed the patch. So because it says new games will not be affected are not affected by this. But Fez's patch will not be patched. Although he has it fixed, he has a patch available, he can't patch it because of his agreement with Microsoft
and the cost
means he has to recertify the game. It's the same thing Minecraft has had to debate with Microsoft to get updates for Minecraft 360. Now, Mojang was able to get free updates more than the allotted 2 because I believe they were still in the negotiating process and Mojang had good lawyers. Fez, the maker of Fez, I don't think has those kind of lawyers, and he's already signed the agreement.
Okay,
so he's only...
So here's what we've learned so far in the past, let's say 20 minutes of well, more like 10 minutes of this podcast is fuck Microsoft.
Well, it's not only Microsoft that does this. Sony, I think, has a similar policy. Nintendo doesn't have a policy regarding indies, but...
Yeah. But Microsoft, as an example, Games for Windows Live, does stupid shit.
Well, that's just Microsoft. Ask ABC Tech. It's Microsoft.
Now, my companion here won't cuss. So he won't say all this stuff. Microsoft does shitty stuff. It pisses you off of the stuff that they can do to mess up your games. Like, BioShock 2 is a game for... anything that's Games for Windows Live is bound to piss you off at some point. Yes. Because either you can't save because you're not signed in, you can't download the DLC, it won't sign you in so you can't even play the game, or the game crashes because Games for Windows Live is trying to do something you didn't tell it to do.
Yes, it's bad.
And the fact that you have to be signed in to play a game on your PC is stupid to me.
Well, it's the same thing Steam does, really. Steam does a...
Well, yeah,
Steam is also more stable.
And Steam at least has an offline mode, so you can still play your games.
If you enable offline mode while you're online.
That's true. There's still a workaround for it. I've done it before. Trust me.
Oh, I've done it too, but
at the same time, it's like Steam just makes sense to me. But Valve's doing everything right, except for Half-Life 3. Come on, Valve, what the hell?
there's
I all your Half-Life games. You have enough money.
they take a cut of every sale, so they have the money. The question is what they're doing in development and what's changed since their initial plan of Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3.
Which is never coming out.
Episode 3 is never coming out. It'll probably be straight Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
And while that makes them break their promise,
a new not Fallout, what the Left 4 Dead-esque game coming out though. Was their kids though. I believe. Yeah. I don't remember what it's called. They had a Kickstarter for it.
Interesting.
Can't remember what it's called. I remember it though. But going back to Fez, no, Microsoft, you do stupid shit with games.
I mean, it makes sense mostly. I mean, they have to pay for the server, they have to pay for the service, they have to pay for the bandwidth of their potentially millions of users downloading this at once.
It does at the same time.
Tens of thousands of dollars is awfully expensive, though. I mean,
I know, but the way they execute what they're doing makes it seem like dicks.
It does.
And stupid dicks. They're stupid dicks. That's what they are.
It makes it sound like it. And he actually, Polytron is the maker, and he actually issued an apology. He said, to the less than 1% who are getting screwed, we sincerely apologize. We know this hurts you the most because you're the ones who put the most time into the game. And this breaks our hearts. He wants to put out this patch. He has it made to fix this.
To do it.
It cost him tens of thousands of dollars to recertify the entire game.
See, that's a good game developer. A person who wants to please all of his even if only 1% of them is having a problem, he wants to fix it. And he apologizes that he can't fix it. That's a good game developer right there.
As I said before, games are a research and development project. When it's all done, you have a research and development project that gets sold. You can't make a product out of the things you've made for the research and development project unless you're Call of Duty, in which case they will recycle things from 2004 in Modern Warfare 3. But that's beside the point.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai, that seems to be the same game over and over again too.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you make the game generally to make money. You don't normally do things just to do it, unless you're a mod developer, and even then sometimes you need a little cash incentive. So it's
true.
A point of making a game is, yes, for it to be fun, yes, for people to enjoy it, yes, for it to be good, yes, you could make your magnum opus, but you have to make a profit at some time. And if you have to spend tens of thousands to try and fix a small problem, sometimes you have to make a hard decision. Does it balance out? Do I spend, if I remember right, he spent a lot of time making Fez work, and spent a lot of money, and so he had
the beta for Fez up on Newgrounds actually. I remember playing that.
Yeah,
it was an interesting game.
It's not. It's a hard thing to do as a developer, to try and balance. Okay, we made a profit. Is it enough? What happens now? Especially as an indie who doesn't have really a publisher. I mean, all that money you made goes into your next project. That is your funding for your next game.
Yeah, not everybody can Mojang.
Yeah, not everybody can turn into a publisher like Mojang did, which I applaud them on doing that.
It was such a simple concept for a game.
It was.
Took off.
And no one's really sure.
They became what? They won Game of the Year. I'm pretty sure last year. Game of the Year.
I think they did a couple. They've won a lot of awards.
And they made like in the millions or billions.
Millions.
Like what year?
I think their end of the year profits last year was 141. But they only got to keep, once taxes got taken out, about 23. because taxes
But
are ungodly
still,
high.
It was when the game was still in beta.
Mhm.
The game wasn't even released yet.